What is up, folks? My name is Justin Khanna. We're back with another gear review, but this one is special because there's some behind the scenes involved. And I gotta say, these are my favorite kinds of product reviews because it's more than just a unboxing, feature rundown, here's how you use it, here's what I like about it, because when this company is so close to home, look at the lid. This company is just a couple miles south from me. It's right here in the Pacific Northwest. It's in Portland, Oregon is where these guys are located. It's heavy. The company is Finex, and this, if I can get it out of here, is their 5-quart Dutch oven with a lid. Let's review it. Some of you might remember I was in Portland in September for their Feast Portland Festival, and there was a bit of a falling out. Finex did a party here in Seattle. I couldn't make it, so they were like, well, instead of us shipping your pot to you that we wanted to gift you at this party, why don't you just come to Portland, and while you're there, we'll give you a tour of the factory, and then you can pick it up and take it home. Which, if you ask me, is so much cooler than a faceless company that just ships something to me and wants me to talk about it in a video. I get to meet the people behind it, I get to see how the sausage is made, it's so much fun, and then I get to show you that as well. So this is one of their cast iron products direct from the factory, and you might be saying, Justin, it's just a pot. How are you gonna review a pot? And you're absolutely right, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. But in the same way that a Mercedes and a Toyota are still both just cars, there are a couple really thoughtful design details that make this a joy to use. And I say joy to use because it does also address a couple of those pain points with traditional cast irons or Dutch ovens that you probably didn't even notice were pain points. Let's say I've got a project on my list like crispy shallots. Doing something like frying in this is amazing because it's heavy gauge cast iron. And once they've got the color that you want, you've got two options. You can use something like a spider to remove the shallots, which always takes longer because you'll spend unnecessary time fishing for bits, or you can pour that oil from one pot to another. And if you're doing multiple batches, this can really save you time if you've got multiple pots like this, because you can roll right into the next batch. And that is where these angled sides come in. Do you see that? And what might seem like a aesthetically pleasing design choice on the outside serves so many functions. If you've ever worked with a Dutch oven before, you know that they are notoriously bad for that drip effect. When you want to pour something out, it's always going to dribble down the side and then leave the pot from here instead of here. With this, because it comes to an angle, it's almost like when you take a deli container and you squish it a little bit to try to get that pour spout. This is already there for you. You might also notice that the lid has the exact same shape. There's enough corners to where it's not frustrating to match it up, get that seal that you exactly want, but say you're making something like a stew where you want it to reduce super slowly, or a braise or something like that. All you gotta do, pick it up, rotate it just a little bit, and now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiny steam vents all the way around, where just a little bit of steam can get through, you're still covered, and it's way better than a cartouche. And possibly the most mind-blowing thing about this is it goes from angled at the top to round at the bottom. We all know that food loves to hang out in crevices. So with this, you can make sure that when you're getting down all the way to the bottom, you can clean it out without having to clean every single little crevice like a sheet tray or a hotel pan. Back to that example with the crispy shallots, you almost always, whenever you're transferring anything that's hot from a Dutch oven or anything that's cast iron really, you need like 2 towels to hold it or pot holders. And a lot of stuff that you're gonna make in these specifically are gonna be those one-pot meals where maybe you wanna serve something in this container. It is so frustrating to spend all this time on a meal in this amazing pot and then you have to transfer it to something else because you don't want people to burn their hands as they're passing the pot around the table. Now with this, these have 300 series stainless steel handles. They are insanely strong. I couldn't even bend this if I wanted to, but this makes it so if and when the pot gets hot, that heat dissipates super fast and you can grab and go. For those of you that work in restaurants that are utilizing those old vintage wood-fired ovens, these might look familiar. These are inspired by that. Basically makes it so that your naked hands can grab these and go wherever you need to go. I've given you a bunch of design details, but I think the attention to production is what makes Finex so special. Almost every single pot is handled by a real-life human being. They showed me this insane process of how they pre-season everything using these tumblers with bird seed soaked in flaxseed oil, which sounds weird, but they found does an incredible job of consistently coating the pots. But then get this, they take that flaxseed oil soaked bird seed, ship it down the road to a farm that raises chickens, feed the chickens that bird seed, and then they lay eggs, which are incredibly nutrient dense because they've just been eating all this really nutritious fat. And then in theory, you could buy those eggs, whisk them into a frittata, bake it in this, and it's full circle. Mind blown. Do I think that you could outfit an entire professional kitchen with Finex pants? Yeah, you could, but it would be like letting mall cops drive around in Teslas. They would definitely enjoy the jump in quality, but I don't think it would really make them do their jobs that much better. I frequently like to bookend these reviews with the question of who is this for and should you buy it? If you are that prosumer, the person who really likes to cook with really high-end products at home, or if you're a chef who wants the best stuff to outfit your kitchen with, this is hands down the best cast iron product I have used to date. It all just screams quality, and I think if you take care of it enough, this could be a product that you would potentially pass along to your kids. For me, because of the type of cooking that I do in my time reviewing it, I've only used it for a few select prep tasks and then some casual cooking at home. It's too big, it's too bulky and feature rich to bring along to a pop-up. It's more like a unitasker. I am personally more likely to use my Le Creuset because I know I can beat it up, and because it is enameled, I don't have to worry about it rusting as much. That being said, it does make an amazing photo shoot prop, and when you use it for things like baking bread or what a Dutch oven is traditionally used for, it really shines. Given the fact that these guys are still so small production, they don't go on sale that often, but for you folks especially, as an introduction to the brand in honor of holiday time, in honor of gift giving season, if you go on their site, use the code Justin Khanna Finex99 on their 8-inch skillet specifically, that will give you a discount. So if you're interested in copying a gift, maybe it's on your list and you want to pass it along, I would hop on that ASAP. Regardless of whether you've heard of Finex or not, I really hope you've enjoyed this behind the scenes look at one, a company that is really passionate about getting people to cook more, and two, creating products that are designed thoughtfully and aesthetically driven. Plus, it's right here in my neck of the woods, and I love that. It's definitely a style of video that I'm wanting to make more of that goes a little bit beyond what you could probably just find on Google. Get some color on that like button if you want to see more videos like this. I really sincerely always appreciate your attention. My name is Justin Khanna. Have a good one.